the Maldives government has suspended three of its ministers, Mariyam Shiuna, Malsha and Hassan Zihan, for their derogatory remarks on India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The local media in the Maldives quoted the government spokesperson there, Ibrahim Khalil, as saying that all the government officials responsible for the comments that have been made against the Indian Prime Minister have been suspended from their posts effective immediately. A row erupted on social media just last week when a minister and some other leaders in the ruling Maldivian party used derogatory remarks against Prime Minister Modi after he posted a video of him on a beach in Lakshadweep. The post by Mariyam Shiuna, which has now been deleted, featured pictures of the Prime Minister from his recent trip to Lakshadweep with some disparaging comments. The Deputy Minister for Youth Empowerment, Information and Arts referred to the Indian Prime Minister as a clown and a puppet of Israel. In a statement released Sunday, the Maldivian Foreign Ministry said that they were aware of the derogatory remarks on social media platforms against foreign leaders and high-ranking individuals. It also went on to add that these opinions are personal and it does not represent the views of the government of Maldives. The action against these three individuals came moments after the statement by the Foreign Ministry. Now, this has led to a firestorm in India, especially on social media, with supporters of Prime Minister and his ruling party, the BJP, as well as celebrities voicing support to informal calls to boycott Maldives and instead go to Indian beaches. The hashtag Boycott Maldives has also gained momentum. It's become a top social media trend for the last 2 or 3 days here in India. Reports and social media assertions also indicate that many people who had booked to go to Maldives have scrapped their holiday plans. The Maldivian economy is heavily dependent on tourism from India. In fact, Indians contribute a significant percentage of the number of foreign tourist arrivals in India. It is the highest as for any country in the world. Now, according to tour operators, since this controversy broke, over 8,000 hotel bookings as well as 2,500 flight tickets have been cancelled by Indian tourists. The largest number of tourists who visited the Maldives last year were from India, over 2 lakh. That was followed by Russia and China. This is about 11 to 12% of the 1.5 million tourists that Maldives receives annually. Rajiv Mehra, who's the president of the Indian Association of Tour Operators, predicted a significant decline of Indians traveling to Maldives over the next 20 to 25 days. He also noted a sudden decrease in inquiries or bookings, all being attributed to these tensions. Former President of Maldives, Ibrahim Mohammed Soli, took to Twitter to condemn the hateful language used against India. This is what President Soli said, and I quote, "I condemn the use of hateful language against India by Maldivian government officials on social media. India has always been a good friend to the Maldives, and we must not allow such callous remarks to negatively impact the age-old friendship." In recent years, India has actively contributed to the Maldivian healthcare sector. It has established hospitals and healthcare facilities. During the challenging times during COVID-19, the pandemic, India played a pivotal role in supporting the Maldives. The Indian government provided medical aid, including essential supplies, medicines and vaccines to help the Maldives combat the virus. The economic collaboration between India and the Maldives also extends beyond healthcare. It encompasses various sectors, tourism being one of them, renewable energy, infrastructure development. In fact, bilateral trade between India and the Maldives experienced substantial growth in the post-pandemic years. In fact, India-Maldives bilateral trade crossed $300 million for the first time ever in 2021. India has emerged as the third largest trading partner for the Maldives in the last couple of years. But it is not without intense competition. The Maldives has also been actively courted by China, which has big plans of investing in a big way in infrastructure projects in the Maldives, from airports and seaport connectivity. China plans to make Maldives a key outpost in the Indian Ocean region, both for connectivity and security purposes. All of this is part of its multi-nation Belt and Road initiative. China has invested close to $1 billion in Maldives, including building a new airport there. These are for key infrastructure projects, but many in the Maldives, particularly in the opposition parties, view these Chinese investments with a great degree of suspicion. They have been warning for a number of years that the Maldives is falling under a massive Chinese debt trap. At last count, the debt servicing of the Maldives alone was to the tune of $90 million every year. Many of these investments have happened during the Abdullah Yameen regime between 2013 and 2018. Some of that Chinese overinvestment and debt burden got corrected in the last 4 years under President Ibrahim Soli when he took office. In fact, he came to office in the election plank that he wanted to correct some of the pro-China tilt and restore Maldives' original connection with India. But in the last year, in the 2023 elections, the current president, Mohammad Miyuzu, who won on the plank of India out, he promised to remove Indian defense personnel who have been there on the Maldivian islands. They provide defense and security cooperation with the Maldives. It is something that has been in existence since 1988. That was a critical year in India-Maldives relations because the then Abdul Gayoom government was disposed in a military coup. Gayoom sent a word, an SOS, to the then Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. Mr. Gandhi sent a plane load of troops to Malé. The coup did not last long and Gayoom was reinstated as president. That was a singular instance that reinforced the close partnership between Malé and New Delhi. But then that was almost 40 years ago. In the last couple of decades, certainly, China has increased its footprint in the Maldives, wanting to expand not just its Belt and Road Initiative, but also, as per Indian security experts, the string of pearls theory, trying to build ports in the Maldives, in Sri Lanka, in Bangladesh, in a way to try and encircle India. In the Maldives, the current president, Mohammad Miyuzu, who came on an India out plank, also made Turkey his first place of choice for a foreign visit, which is unlike previous presidents who have always made India their first stop. Now, although he did meet with Prime Minister Modi back in December on the sidelines of the COP28 summit in Dubai, currently he's on his first official visit to China, again giving India the short end of the stick. But whether the new Miyuzu regime will reach out to India, even as it balances Beijing against New Delhi in a bid to contain the fallout of these comments against Narendra Modi, that is a space that will be closely watched in the next few days and months. In fact, the future of Indo-Maldives ties are hanging in the balance. It's going to be choppy waters between Malé and Delhi in trying to stabilize this very important diplomatic and bilateral relationship in South Asia.